all you.
All right. Welcome back to episode 5 of the Go Spike Yourself podcast. Today we got a little treat for you guys. We have Connor's brother, Steven, here with us today. Welcome, Steven.
Round of applause, please. Yep. Anyway, but yeah, 5 episodes deep. This is crazy. Oh
I
my
can't
gosh.
believe it.
Yeah.
Seems like just yesterday that we started this.
Yeah. When Taylor kicked us out of his office just for just because we couldn't figure anything out.
Literally couldn't figure it out.
Anyway, Steven, chair number 2. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, guys. I appreciate you all having me on, and it's good to be here. Good to be here.
This is gonna be super awkward.
Yeah.
It's fine. Here, I'm actually gonna take this off,
That's probably
and so
best.
I can just
Sounds good.
shove that in. Pause.
We have a third microphone on the way, but it is taking a lot longer to ship than we thought it was going to. So.
I ordered the third microphone about 13 hours after you ordered that, and it's gonna get here a full week after
That's
you.
insane.
It's ridiculous.
I don't get
ridiculous.
it. And I ordered 2 tripods with it, and they came
and
too.
it's still got here sooner.
Doesn't make sense.
Ridiculous.
At all.
Well, before we get started, make sure you go scroll down, and if you see that subscribe button is not pressed, go spike yourself. Make sure to fix that. Make sure you drop a like and leave a comment. Yesterday was Hayden's birthday. I know that I said last week to drop, happy birthday, Hayden, and I mean it released on your birthday. So
Literally.
but do it again. Do it again. Happy birthday, Hayden! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! All right, let's get right into it.
So, Steven, I know we talked about on one of our last podcasts, like how track has affected us, and we asked people in the comments that share their stories. Like, so what is your story on how track has affected your life and how you treat track now?
Well, I mean, to be honest, like Connor, I've been doing this since day one. Track, I've been doing this since I'm in kindergarten, and so about 6 years old to about 23 years old now. So it's a lot of years now for track and field. But I mean, how it's affected me, I mean, it's helped me grow as a person. There's a lot of things in my life there's been a lot of struggle, a lot of trials and error and stuff like that when it comes to life in general. But I think track and field has helped me kind of have an anchor almost.
Yeah,
something
that
I can
rock.
Something I can fall back on and stuff, and just be able to compete and be able to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, going into college at VMI too. It's just there's so many things going on, and so many just life things getting thrown at you just as a VMI cadet or even as a rat my freshman year. It's been up and downs, but I've always been able to fall back on track. So,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as a rat, all the academies and all the military institutes, they all have their own what they call their first years. As a rat, how did that affect track at all, or was that just something you had to get through and just get it over with?
Yeah. So I mean, definitely mentally, it affected I think all of us. Because again, my rat year was during COVID. So we were on lockdown. We couldn't see our family. Parents' weekend was canceled. So usually there's a lot of things you can kind of have comfort in, and knowing that things are gonna potentially happen in your favor. And we didn't have that at all. My rat year. So it affected me mentally, just self-confidence wise, all that stuff. But a good part that I do pull from the rat line that I did enjoy, well, not necessarily enjoy, but was just I learned a lot about myself, where my priorities were in life. I realized family is a big thing for me, and having family with you and yeah, friends are great at the end of the day. I love my friends, but when you have your family supporting you, and I don't just mean family, it's just blood, but people I consider to be family.
Right.
Having them to pretty much fall back on and be able to help bring you back up is always a great thing, and trustworthiness.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of people in this world who you shouldn't possibly trust, So that was another thing I held near and dear to my heart the entire time, was just the people I can trust and being able to fall back on them. Yeah, this freaking student over here, but yeah. So I mean, I would say mentally wise, that's really the biggest things that affected me the most. But on a track perspective of things, dude, you're always tired.
Oh, yeah.
my day starts at 6:30 in the morning to be able to get ready for a formation at 7, and then it's go from there. You know, like as a fifth yearman at VMI, it's a little bit easier now when it comes to the timing of things, but it's like I'll have time during my day I can sit down and study.
Yeah.
But my rat year was like I'm either in an academic building on the track or getting yelled at by somebody constantly, you know. So it's not terrible now, but it's just a struggle. And like I was saying, my first years, you're always tired, so it affects your events. It affects everything you do on and off the track, you know. So, but yeah, I mean, coming out of the rat line though, coming out of my rat year, fourth class year, it was it got easier a little bit. I wasn't as tired as before, you know, but still going with the grind, you know.
Yeah. To add on to that, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I was at the Air Force Academy for my first year of college before one of the coaches ended up passing away. Unfortunate, but now I'm here. Now we're grinding. But one thing that was, I mean, I miss the academy, but I don't miss the fact that you sometimes would leave your room at like 5:30 in the morning to get to a lift at 6, and then you don't go back to you can't go back to your room until like 7:30 at night, because that's classes, then practice, and then so you're gone for more than like 14 hours. It's so nice being an actual person. Well, I am allowed to skip class, which is crazy to me. I think I've only skipped one class this semester, which I'm kind of proud of.
I take full advantage of them skip days, dude.
yeah.
I've used them.
But the I can just go home and take a nap. I never thought I'd be able to do that, and it's super nice. I mean, I only live like 5 minutes away, so.
Yeah, 25 for me, but that's the choice I make.
Yeah. Well, hey, you're saving more money than me because, I mean, you're working and staying at home.
Yeah.
I'm not staying at home and not working. That's going to change. That's going to change next semester. I'm getting a job.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Or you go down and click that like button and subscribe, and then we can start making money from this.
And this can be our job.
Wow. That would be crazy. Crazy?
Rats.
I was crazy once.
He was a rat once.
You were a rat once. We have an inside joke. I'm going to tell you that later. But crazy? I was crazy once. Anyway.
But also piggybacking off what Connor was saying, just like a lot of my days, I'm not getting back to my room until 8 o'clock at night. You know, that's also like after our 7:30 formation, because like when we're in season for track, I don't form up with the rest of the corps. Our team has our own formation. So I don't like start my homework until like 8 o'clock at night.
Oh my gosh.
So like I can get some of it done during the day, but
But not really.
Yeah, but not as much as I'd like to, you know, because like I'm running between classes and meetings and all these other different things throughout my day. So if you look at my class schedule, my Tuesdays and Thursdays are pretty much blank, except for a class pretty much at the beginning of the day and one at the end of the day. But all throughout that time, I'm either in meetings, meeting with teachers for extra help and stuff like that. So it's like.
And that's the luxury you have as an upperclassman now. Like as your rat year, you didn't have that, right? Like it was just like a go every single day, no matter what.
Pretty much. I mean, like, again, I took my first semester, I took about 15 and a half credits, and then the next semester I took 17 and a half credits.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, well, some of those are PE classes, ROTC classes and stuff, so it's not too bad.
Yeah.
But most of my course load was 3 credit classes and labs and stuff like that, so it was a lot of time, go, make sure you're in an ACT building to do your studying and whatnot, you know, but even then it's like I'm still wasn't starting my homework till like 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night, because, you know, you still got to eat, you know, so, but yeah, it's just, even now it's like I'm not getting back to my room till super late, so then to start my homework, which is probably going to take 3-4 hours to get done, I'm not going to bed till like midnight, 1 o'clock sometimes, so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine, like, I could not imagine that life. Like I said earlier when we were talking before this, my sister's in the Naval Academy, and just hearing in letters, because I don't know, did you get to talk to your parents like text message and stuff? So
yes. So I did what like a kind of no when it came to that stuff. So I had my text messaging up on my laptop. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so I was able to text my folks through my laptop, which you're not technically supposed to do.
Yeah.
You're supposed to, like, My senior mentor, because I don't want to say the actual name because you guys will definitely get demonetized before you start. My senior mentor, we were supposed to keep our phones in their room.
Right.
So
I can mute it if you want, but just so you don't have to censor yourself.
That's fine. So my senior mentor, I would have my phone in his room, and so anytime I wanted to go like get on the phone with my folks, get on the phone with Connor, anybody I want to talk to, I'd have to go down there and then make the phone call in his room. It was just tough. Like subhuman isn't the right word, to be clear. But you're not like a full-fledged person, you know, and I mean that almost as like a double-edged sword kind of thing. You know, it's like they're breaking you down and build you back up and stuff like that. So they treat you a certain way.
Right.
But it's also like it'd be nice to be able to have my phone, you know, be able to communicate with my family if I want to. But I mean, it's a safety thing, to be honest.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like so they make sure you don't have your phone, so you have complete access, and you like complain to your parents, and the parents go on Facebook, and there's a big old uproar of things, you know. So it's not a bad thing, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily a good thing.
Okay.
You know.
I got you. Because like my sister, they didn't have anything, so they got 2 30-minute phone calls the entire plebe summer that they called it. So that like their basic or whatever you want to call it. And that was extremely hard for her. So we would get letters on letters, like any free time she had, letters, like no matter what, which was very little free time. So she got really good at writing quickly. Sometimes you couldn't even understand what she said, but yeah.
But I mean, at least with the thing about VMI is we don't have the whole plebe summer, whatever they call them, stuff like that. The academies.
1 week.
It's 1 week of just kind of in your face and stuff, but throughout the year it's a lot. There is a lot of FaceTime and stuff. So I do feel like it is made up throughout the year at VMI. Then like instead of just having those 6 to 10 weeks, depending on what academy you go to. Because at least with us, because there was nothing to do, cadre, we have something called the RDC, which is a bunch of firstclassmen. Pretty much, it's called the Rat Disciplinary Committee. So their job is to pretty much yell at the rats, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, stuff like that. So they would always be up on stoop, just yelling and screaming as often as they can. I mean, it was just a different time, you know. So like a lot of the underclassmen are like, oh yeah, 24 didn't have a real rat line. It was just it was a completely different time of what they could actually do, you know. So the running joke was we had our cadre time on Zoom because after Thanksgiving we couldn't go back to school because just the COVID stuff and all that. So for like the last 2 or 3 weeks of the semester, it was the running joke of like. There's a meme that came up where it's like a little rat sitting at his computer, and all he saw on the computer screen was like cadre just screaming through the computer. So I was like, I'm like, all right, that was a little shot in the gut with my rat year, but now it's just looking back at it was all just a meme, to be honest. So
now, would you have preferred a legit rat year, or were you like, thank God that happened, kind of thing?
I mean, to be honest, I think it's pretty equal. From the years I've seen now coming out of my rat year and stuff, comparatively speaking,
They're getting softer.
I wouldn't say necessarily that. It's just, again, it's a different time, so it's a very different experience each rat line. I mean, I could say my rats class, so like the class of 27. I could say, oh, they got an easier rat line than me, but it's also like I couldn't leave at all.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like. I couldn't leave. I couldn't do anything. So it's like I see a rat on a Sunday going out with his parents, and I'm like, oh, you have it soft now. But it's like he's allowed to do it. That's his. It's within his rights to do that, to go see his family on a Sunday. You know, like. So I mean, I wouldn't say, oh yeah, give me a real one, because at the end of the day, what's truly a real rat line if they're all different? You know, there's no real average. There is no real normal when it comes to it. It's all very different at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
So.
I was going to ask how that compared to your experience at the Air Force.
Well, we had full basic training.
Okay.
I mean, so it was 6 weeks of torture, 3 weeks with one set of leadership, then the leadership switched to another fresh, ready to go set of a-holes. And no, most of them ended up being super chill after it. There's this one there's this one. She's a lieutenant now, so this lieutenant, she was just horrible to us during basic, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this to you.
Yeah.
But everybody, whenever we had the minimal free time or after lights out, and we snuck to each other's rooms to be like to just hang out with each other, we were like trying to figure out, is she really or is it just a character that she's putting on? And I thought it was who she was.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought she was a horrible person. And boy, oh boy, I couldn't have been more wrong. Because the day after basic, she sees us like on the Tizo, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, my babies, hi!" And we're like,
I think I would have crapped myself.
Are you
like, are you joking with me right now, or what's going on?
Am I about to get in trouble if I like say, "Hi, how are you?" Like, how am I? But no, she was like, "But like, you're my children, because like I trained you guys." It's
Oh
like,
my
all right,
gosh.
this is weirding me out. Like,
What'd you guys call them? Because like
we call them cadre. Yeah.
cadre. Okay, so they called them detailers at the Naval Academy.
At Navy they call they're detailers, but I don't think I like that. But
They have a big black letter. They all wear yellow shirts, and there's big black letters on the back that says detailer.
we just
on it.
the cadre at Air Force just wear the regular OCP camo,
I got you.
and they roll up their sleeves so that it's tight on the arms, and they just like, there's this one guy, I swear when I first saw him, it was right at the leadership change halfway through. He was now the captain of my flight, and wait, no, he was my flight commander. Wow, it's been so long. I'm getting ranks mixed up, or titles. I'm getting titles mixed up with ranks. Anyway, he was at the time Cadet Captain Alexander D. Singh, Hellcat's flight commander. Holy crap. And no,
Wow.
shit, Charlie Flight.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, there was a lot to remember. There's a lot to remember. But I swear, I saw him for the first time. I immediately wrote to my parents. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this dude's 6'4", he's 270 pounds, he's such a unit, he's massive." And then when the adrenaline wore off, like in the coming weeks, I realized that I was taller than him, and he probably only weighed 200 pounds. But he's on the powerlifting team at the academy, so he was huge, and he was super intimidating. Again, after basic, he turned into a sweetheart. But like, I miss Alex. He was such a good guy.
On that cheery note, there are some cadre that are nice afterwards, but there are just some people in this world that are just the same no matter what. And it's like I have no animosity towards anybody. So let me state that before someone finds this in the near future and they're like, but it's like there are some guys who are just that all the time. They're, for lack of better terms, they're just not nice people. And it's, you realize it real quick, but you just lean on the people you're okay with. It's like the whole so at the end of our rat line, we have a meet your cadre kind of moment. So it's like, at the end, you're like, "All right, hi, I'm, Steven." And it's like, "Oh, hi, I'm so-and-so, James, this guy or the other," And some of them are really great, but there are other guys who are just like, couldn't bother, So, there's all like,
you're beneath me.
Pretty much, and it's
crazy.
like, and
I'm a higher rank than you.
And it's like, "Oh, I'm this classman or that classman." It's just like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter.
You're all in the same fight at the end of the day. Like, you go out into the service, you're across overseas, you're all in the same fight. Yeah. Rank or not, at the end of the day, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean, at my school though, so it's not funny, but it's like we don't have a mandatory commission at my school. Okay. So it's like I'm not commissioning after this. So I'm going into the civilian world. Hopefully I can find a job. That'd be nice, So it's just like, I think that's prepared me for, at least with life and stuff, and like going into the job sector and stuff, because you're gonna find people who are gonna be really nice to you, and you're gonna find people who are just a-holes. Yeah. And it's like, that's just how life is sometimes. You're gonna meet some great people in your job, and you're gonna be able to do wonderful things with them, and there's other people who are just gonna try to keep you down. Right. So I just try to just let those things go at the end of the day, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. Like, if one person is pissed off at me, great. There's
10 others that aren't
exactly.
and see you as a good person.
Exactly. And it's just like, there's no point with that, So there's no point in getting all riled up for somebody who, might have yelled at me because that was their job, and then it's like, oh, no, they're still jackasses, So it's like, I don't care. I don't see them on a daily basis anymore, so it doesn't really matter to me,
right.
So,
on a more track-related note, how's the cross-country team at VMI?
I think we're pretty good. I'm not really up to date on all the cross country stuff by me, mostly because I don't work with them as often. But I think we're doing really good. This new recruiting class, this new recruiting rat mass. Sorry, because they're not a class yet. But they're doing really well. I think they're a really strong group of kids, and hopefully in the next couple of years we'll be able to show it more on the courses and on the track and stuff. So I think the XC team is doing really good. Track team as well. We have a good recruiting rat mass right now that came in, and I think the team's looking good this year. So
yeah, I think I can say the same about our
small
cross country team, because like we don't practice almost at all with the cross country team, and I mean, we've spent some time with them with the
like meetings and I mean, they've been around our practices, and like we've gone to the cross meets and worked them and hung out with them, cheered them on, but like we don't do enough with them. I think
I got to learn everybody's names.
Yeah,
because if I know their name, I think I might have the confidence to actually go up to them and talk.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I only know 2 of their names, which I feel so bad. But I also don't talk to you guys, so.
Well, the other thing is too is that it is also your first year with the XC team, so it's like, at least with my years at VMI, it's like I don't really get to know a lot of these kids until winter or spring season starts. So, because again, we have an indoor and outdoor team at VMI, so like I won't know. Like, I'll see them in the locker room. There'll be a couple of them that like are next to me, but I won't really know them, or like be able to see what they can do until later on in the year. So I think it's kind of normal between the track cross country divide of things. Of once you all are just a track team at that point, you finally get to like know people and who they are, and like names are a big thing too. So, but to be honest, just go up and ask their name, bro. Like,
well, and
it's kind of like too far into the season for me to ask them. Like,
well, like our team is small compared to. I'm sure yours is probably bigger than ours.
So I mean, I want to say we probably have around like 60, 70 people. So I don't know, like
that's total between both.
Between men and women, yeah.
Okay, wait. Men and women and cross country.
Cross country and track, yeah. So it's not terribly large. We're one of the smaller teams in our conference, and we're a small conference, to be honest. So again, it's also a relative.
What conference are you guys in?
So we're the Southern Conference.
Okay.
So we're a small D1 conference.
I got you.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. You can say you went D1 for track. There you go.
Listen, I've come to find that divisions don't mean a whole lot.
And you're very right about that.
Yeah, but speaking of cross country, did you guys see at cross country nationals, wait, I wrote this down. Habtum Samuel lost his shoe before the 5K split in his 10K, and he still came in second. Now, I'm pretty sure his PR is sub 27. I'll look that up. If I'm wrong, I'll put it on the screen. But he did run like 28 mid, so it wasn't a PR. But he still, like, he would, if he hadn't lost his shoe, he would have won. That's crazy to me.
I want to see what his foot looked like
Dude,
after
for real.
that.
Because it was cold at that meet.
I think, wasn't it wet too?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Actually, like raining.
But it was like 34 degrees.
Oh my gosh. That's like hypothermia.
I want to see what his foot looked like.
Jeez.
That might be some.
I mean, that's a fighter right there. That's who you want running on your team.
But like, if you're cross country, the kind of the point is you're on all terrain.
Yeah.
Ouch. Like, I mean, that's
good
crazy.
rock. I mean, it's like stepping on Legos.
That is. Ugh.
Oh my gosh, my dogs have these like little nyla bones that they like sharpen their teeth with.
Okay.
And they get so small, they get like this big, and they blend in with our carpet. So I'll just be walking and I'll step on it, and I'm like, oh. My parents don't know what I'm talking about because they do it all the time too.
And it's not even you can't blame the dog for
No.
that. Like when something like that is blameless, like that's
It's like,
frustrating.
who do I get mad at?
Yeah.
Myself for stepping on it.
I guess, but you can't even blame yourself. You didn't see it. That's crazy. I mean, for as much as we like clown on other sports, and we were clowning on cross country last week, I mean, the track guys on our team wouldn't have been able to do that.
I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Like there's like that's a different sort of mind. That's a David Goggins sort of thing right there. Like,
I mean, you tell me to run a 400, I can do that.
Yeah.
But you tell me to run anything over that, I'm gonna keel over and die.
10 kilometers is what, 6.2 miles?
Yeah.
And he ran, 4 of those miles without a shoe. It's
crazy.
Crazy. In
crazy.
freezing cold, getting friggin' the thing where your skin like dies, not trench foot. Where it's the cold. Frostbite.
Hypothermia.
No, not hypothermia. Frostbite. Thank you.
Frostbite.
Yeah, but
Trench foot could also be an issue too.
yeah, I mean,
Cold.
only in trench foot wouldn't. It was only like 28 minutes. So I mean, it's not like he's in it for like 2 hours. But speaking of track, speaking of track, this is a freaking track podcast. Of course,
This one time at track.
We're talking about track. Of course, we're talking about track. Yeah, we had Teams Giving.
Oh yeah, we did.
How did you like that?
I was okay with it.
You were okay with it.
I
Sorry,
enjoyed
Casey.
it. Casey,
He is only
Casey,
okay with it.
You did a great job being our host. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Casey.
It was actually a really good time. I even said at the end of it, like after it all, I was like, I actually really enjoyed that.
Nice. Yeah, he had to specify with actually. Yeah, he wasn't expecting to enjoy himself, but
No, I was.
I'm just messing.
I had a lot of stuff going on at that point in time.
Nice. I can't hold a train of thought today, dude.
It's
What
been
is
a
with
long
this?
day.
It's been a.
We don't usually record at this time of night.
No. We usually.
Usually
Well,
sitting.
it's usually Wednesdays. I mean.
Yeah, now it's Monday.
But we're not going to be together
Yeah, we're recording this on a Monday.
for Thanksgiving. This is going to be our Thanksgiving episode. I guess last week should have been our Thanksgiving episode.
I mean, yeah,
But whatever. This is our Thanksgiving episode. I wish we had some decorations, but Thanksgiving's not a decoration holiday.
No, it's a turkey day.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But Teamsgiving, right? So it was actually super nice because one of our teammates, she had everybody over. It was more like a potluck. I baked bread. I'm sure you already know that. But I baked the bread.
Bake some bread.
Listen, Andrew pays the bills. I'll bake the bread. Listen. Yeah, Andrew's my old pole vault coach. Yeah.
What is that from?
Whenever he makes decisions, because he's like, listen, I paid the bills. That's why he's
I got you.
That's why he's allowed to make decisions, because in his household, he pays the bills. I paid the bills. I baked the bread. I baked the bread. Anyway, but yeah, it was super nice. I mean, almost everybody came over, and we had some throwers, we had the jumpers, sprinters, we had 0 cross-country people.
Yeah.
Oh, well, next time. We'll do, like, indoor starting.
We got to get better about
We're
that.
No, indoor starting, we're going to, be with the cross-country team more, and, yeah, so, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are some, because you guys come from the same household, Mama Munson raised you both. What are some like Thanksgiving traditions you guys have?
Well, I mean, this year's a little different now, just because some familial aspects have just changed.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least growing up, when Connor and I were wee children, we'd usually go to my grandmother's house, so Mama Munson's mom.
Yeah.
So we go to her house. We'd have Thanksgiving then, and then yeah, I mean, once she passed, it was kind of just like a little flip flop here. We eventually decided we were going to host Thanksgiving after a couple of years after that. But I mean, this year's a little different. Just again, family things. People are doing X, Y, and Z.
Right,
everyone's getting old. Sorry, but
They're not watching this.
yeah. Well, that whole darn YouTube thing just can't.
Yeah.
It's a different generation, man. But
It's out there forever.
yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be a little bit different this year. To be honest, I don't know exactly what we're doing. I think we're having Auntie Sharon over.
Yep.
And then we might do some with my grandfather at his house. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's really all I can remember. Do you remember anything else?
I mean, traditions like Thanksgiving, Christmas is our like big family holiday.
Us too.
Thanksgiving traditions. I mean, pudding pie.
That's more Christmas. Pudding pie.
So like,
We still have it. But
just family. Yeah.
The parade, football.
What you said earlier about friends and family, I went to go visit my grandparents on my dad's side this weekend on Sunday on my birthday, and he was like, if there's one piece of advice that I could give you throughout your entire life, is that friends come and go, but your family you are stuck with no matter what. And those are the people, because I was explaining to him, like, my brother and I got into an argument, and now we're getting closer and closer as we're realizing, like, it's not worth fighting anymore.
Yeah.
About the dumb stuff.
We realized that too.
yeah, we have.
And that was what sparked that conversation. I was like, you couldn't be more right about that. Like, that's family is everything to me, and it always has been, and that's what I look forward to the most for Thanksgiving, and like you said, Christmas, because Christmas is our huge holiday too. I just remember Thanksgiving the most because it's like sometimes my birthday falls on Thanksgiving, so it's like a double whammy, and everybody comes into town. It's like we just have a big celebration. It's always fun. But
nice.
I don't know my questions. Oh yeah. Well, clearly we're both very tired. Yeah. What time did you go to sleep last night?
1
in the morning. So what time did you go to sleep this morning? 1. There we go. And I went to sleep about an hour later than I did last night. And then I couldn't fall asleep because he's sleeping in my bed and I'm on the floor. And
you guys aren't cuddling?
He's well, that's weird. And he's snoring. This one started snoring. Now, granted, I had the bed the night before. He slept on the floor, and then he's gonna have the floor again tonight. So it's not like he's putting me on the floor. I offered, but
there's a chair. Like you can.
No, I'm not sleeping in Mr. Ed's chair.
Fair. Okay.
That's his chair.
Okay.
That's my landlord's chair. Nobody has sat in it except for you, and I feel like that's disrespectful.
I feel like I just sat down. I picked a chair that looked nice, and I sat in it, and then you're like, that's my landlord's chair.
That's Ed's chair.
And then I reclined in it, and you were like, don't do that.
No, but seriously, like it's...
No, I get it. Yeah, I got you.
Anyway, that's our excuse for being low energy today, because it's not a valid reason. It's just an excuse.
I ran hard.
You did run hard. All right, so we did a 45-second... Oh, wait, you would want to hear this, too. We ran a 45... And by we, I mean not me, but him. We ran a 45-second test today. This man runs pace for like a 3-second PR in the 400. Wait, what's your PR?
Like 51.
Yeah. He ran for 45 seconds. It was what?
367 meters.
367 meters. That's on pace for 49 flat.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Big things coming.
I'm hoping. We got to get into like the 47.5, 48 range to break the school record in the 400 hurdles, so it's coming.
That's going to be... I can't wait, dude.
It's coming.
You're going to be crazy.
Bless you.
Excuse me. I hope that vibrated people's eardrums.
Just like the part where we go, oh.
Did you keep that in
Yes.
last time? Oh, I didn't see that.
Yes.
But yeah, a lot of big things coming this year. I mean, I'm hopefully gonna pop off. I'm rehabbing my hamstring, and it's going really, really well. I mean, it's only been a week. I'm almost back to 100%, so that's
we're
super
back
nice.
lifting today.
Madeline's going to pop off, too.
Yeah.
I guarantee she PRs by 400 points.
After break, you guys
this year.
get to meet the infamous Madeline. So we'll
Yeah,
have her on after break.
I don't think I've asked her.
I did.
If you
today.
did. Okay. So Madeline's going to be on the podcast. That's crazy.
Yep.
You're not going to meet her, but you'll meet her through, like, in the same way that they're meeting her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you could come to practice tomorrow and meet everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Cool.
All right, Steven. I want to don't keep anything. Just because he's sitting next to you, I don't want you to keep anything from me. So how was it growing up with this little dummy head right here?
I mean, listen, we're brothers.
Yeah.
So we have our strifes growing up, you know. But, I mean, besides that, it was always good to have a little bit of competition here and there. You know, some brotherly, you know. I'll kick your ass.
Did you guys get any fist fights?
A couple growing up. Not
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was like 4, dude.
Nice.
Okay, that's significantly less than some other brothers fight, bro. Let me be
Yeah.
clear. But I mean, those fights were pretty intense. A lot of those. So like we only
Nice.
had a couple, but like I think the intensity was more skyrocketing instead of just an even pace throughout
I
the
gotcha.
brotherly growing upness. I don't know. It's not a word, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But yeah, I mean, it was good. It was all right. I mean, we had our struggles, but
yeah.
nothing crazy.
I don't think my brother and I ever threw hands, but we would always have yelling matches for sure.
Oh, I don't count those as fights. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just brotherly antagonizing each other.
Right.
You know, so, but yeah, probably like 3 or 4 of the.
Listen. He was mad that I was always correct. Listen. Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Let's get one thing very, very clear. When I say something, it is a fact.
Okay.
They're never opinions. I'm always correct. Thank you very much. Thank
Your
you for listening
girlfriend
to my
must
TED Talk.
love you.
Yeah, she loves me very much. Listen, engagement rings are expensive. So, and she told me that if I can't admit that I'm wrong, no, I'm just kidding. No, I actually told her that I was wrong recently.
Oh.
I told her I was a hypocrite. This is what I know you wanted to say something, but I'm just not going to give you the mic. I admitted in a text message, it's in writing. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I'm a hypocrite because I started playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And I am very against that, or at least I was. But we had Teamsgiving. I was,
I've already had
I
2 Thanksgivings.
I was coping because I was like, it's Teamsgiving, so like that counts as Thanksgiving. I'm gonna listen to Christmas music, and so I just started listening to Michael Bublé. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Anyway, so I'm always right. So continue.
Listen. Even in the scientific community, there are no facts. There's just a general consensus of truth. So when there's not a general consensus, you're wrong.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
So right now, scientific laws don't really exist. There are just proved theorems, right?
Yeah, that's true.
My hypothesis that has been proved repeatedly is that I am always correct. And Kelly will tell you that she gets annoyed because I'm typically correct. And it's annoying that despite me thinking I'm always right, I typically am.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
have
My peer-reviewed study. Listen, okay. Listen.
I can't wait to have your mother on here. This is going to be hilarious.
Listen. Shut up.
Oh, just wait. If you get the 3 of us in the room, we'll never stop talking, so we'll let you know.
Oh, this is awesome. This is awesome.
But, I mean, listen, to finalize your question, I mean, it wasn't terrible. Like, again, we're brothers.
Yeah.
We might hate each other at times. We might like each other at times. But at the end of the day, we're brothers. So it was all right.
What's your favorite memory of, like, hanging out with your brother growing up? I guess you don't have to pick a
be honest,
favorite.
I don't
but-
really have not to say I don't have a lot of memories of growing up, but none I really focus on. I think the best memory that I have with this guy is a couple of years ago, actually, or maybe it was last year, I don't remember, but it was when we were sitting down with like our first cigar together. I think it was like his first or second, and again, I smoke cigars, I enjoy them, the healthiest thing in the world, whatever, but I digress. But it was like we were sitting on our front porch, it was like freezing cold outside, and smoked a cigar together. I think I had a little something in a glass that I probably shouldn't have been drinking during the wintertime because we were in season, but it's okay. And yeah, just hanging out, shooting the stuff, so shooting the breeze, yeah. And I think that's my favorite memory with him so far.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Connor, what's your sock of the day?
My sock of the day?
We're going to start doing that.
Oh my gosh. All right, so today, we have... You know what? I'm just going to put up a clip. It's fine. We have I Heart Bacon socks. Ooh. And yeah, it's I keep pissing people off on the internet with how I eat because I eat a lot of meat, and these are very like fatty meats that will raise my cholesterol. Oh my gosh. Listen, high cholesterol, hot take, might get demonetized in the future. But high cholesterol does not lead to heart disease. It does, because think about this. If you see a car crash on the side of the road,
mm-hmm.
and you now see broken glass, are you going to blame the car crash on the broken glass?
Yeah.
Dude. No, the broken glass was there as an effect of the crash, right?
Okay.
So bad heart disease leads to increased cholesterol plaques in the heart.
Okay.
Cholesterol, it helps regulate hormones. So if you eat, I hate those guys on Instagram that are like, if you want to raise your test, eat 5 eggs before dinner or before going to bed, whatever. Frickin', eat 5 eggs before
testicles.
dinner. Yeah, but
Rocky Mountain oyster.
But Rocky Mountain oyster.
That's disgusting.
No, but seriously, like if you have a high cholesterol meal before going to sleep, it helps increase testosterone levels because it aids your endocrine system, whatever. So it's actually so funny to piss off like vegans on Instagram because they're like, "Well, you're gonna die at 40," and it's like, "No, I'm not. I'm just not."
Watch me.
Because I'm an athlete and I stay active. So like high cholesterol diet's not gonna do anything because of how active I actually am. Anyway.
And also like to add on that too, it's like because the whole study that they said, high cholesterol, saturated fats, all that stuff, right? That was done back in the 70s, and the issue was that they were seeing everybody with these high fatty diets throughout that, and just again led to heart disease over whatever the course of time that study took, right? The issue is that they were very high in not just unsaturated and saturated fats, but as well as trans fats, right? So what a lot of scientists are now discovering is that it's actually not saturated fats that are causing this. It's actually the trans fats. So because of that because again, trans fats are man-made fats, right? So they're finding now the issue with this is that the trans fats are actually the ones that are leading towards more plaque buildup, heart disease, all that stuff. So and they're finding that saturated fats actually start lowering plaque within the system, actually help increase life as well from there, and quality of life, So, but yeah, it's funny how now you're seeing what the norm was, because like I'm sure you guys saw like growing up the food pyramid stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
Now finding out like, hey, that's not actually how it should be. It's like lobbyists from cereal companies and this, that, and the other thing. It's like, you should have just majority of grains and carbs in your diet, and now we're finding out that that's not the case. You can't do that. So, yeah, I mean,
Emporium, PA. Yeah, we're not answering that.
Cool. But yeah, so we're finding out all these things now of like what we grew up with and what things like were the norm are actually you shouldn't do as a.
Because what's the norm now? The food plate? Is that what it is?
So they're even going away from that now. They're still going away from that now because again, it's still a very grain and carb heavy thing. because then they reintroduce like dairy products as its own like subsection of it, and even with like the MyPlate stuff now, it's like it's like they say no, that's not even something you want to do now at all, because it's just you should have more proteins within your diets. Carbs are good because again, it helps with digestion, helps with energy throughout the day, but it's more of a protein fats kind of heaviness to it, what they say.
Yeah.
To help increase muscle mass, especially men with testosterone stuff, women as well, dealing with their cycle, and other things, finding that these heartier red meats are actually good for you now, or good for you. They've always been good, but now we're realizing as a society. Plus also last time I checked, back in the day, grains weren't as prevalent. And when I mean back in the day, I mean like, ancient Greece, all that stuff. Yeah, they had farms, but again, you mostly got stuff through animals.
Yeah.
It's how life has always been,
Yeah, there are actually studies are now showing that, well, not now, but studies are coming to light that there are certain like vitamins and minerals in steak that can't be found like anywhere else. Like you can't supplement you can't supplement the stuff that you get from animal products.
And even then too, it's like, and even then, like, let's say you were able to find something. The issue is like a lot of the vitamin companies and stuff. Like the vitamins you get aren't necessarily bioavailable because of their source. It's like a lot of the vitamin A, vitamin E, a lot of these other supplements. You don't necessarily get the actual vitamin that you can find in meat and stuff like that, because it's always they generalize it as like whatever this vitamin is here, but it's actually a subsect of that, which your body can't necessarily process, so yeah, you might be able to find something over the counter, like, oh, I can supplement this into my diet, but you're not necessarily getting it, so like, yeah, you might be ingesting things, but what can your body actually do from there, so like bioavailability, especially now when I'm eating stuff, is a very big like something I keep track of as much as I can. Like that's why I don't eat salads. Like, and I again, hot take. Let's be clear.
Nothing.
Like
salads are nothing.
Like I'm sure. Yeah. Well, not even just that. Like the whole. I'm sure you guys remember growing up, like that whole kale trend.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything should have kale in it. Kale smoothies, kale this, kale that, and it's like, oh, because this superfood. Well, yeah, it has all these minerals and vitamins in it, but they're not actually. People weren't actually being able to get these vitamins into their system. So yeah, it's like you find the trend of like, oh, everyone's losing fat and everyone's looking healthier. Well, yeah, because you're in a malnutritive state. It's like, because of course you're gonna lose fat because you're not getting enough stuff into your system for your body to work. So it's a whole just not funny haha, but just funny in of itself. It's
funny,
just like,
weird.
Yeah, funny weird. So that's why I don't really eat your traditional vegetables. So like if anything I'll have root vegetables and fruits, because again those are made to be eaten.
Fruits are great.
Yeah, so like they're products of plants in order to spread seeds for the plant. So. So of course they're gonna have nutrients in it, so you keep coming back to them. It's the whole, I say invention of fruits, but it's not really an invention.
Yeah.
It's a byproduct of biology. So it's.
I can tell you who invented them.
Who invented them?
Our Lord and Savior.
Right here.
But yes, I mean, diet just is a big thing that just people don't necessarily understand.
Neglect.
And neglect as well. Because again, going from one might say more carnivorous diet, like I've been the best feeling and the best weight and strength I've ever been at, so like I'm 5'11", 200 pounds, and like I just was able to get
How tall are you?
Probably 6 foot.
6 foot?
I think.
I'm somewhere around that mark. I don't care. It averages out to 5'11"
Yeah.
for my doctor. My doctor one time said I'm 6'2". I'm like, no, that's not it. Another one said I was 5'6", and I'm like, you're blind. Like, I'm sorry, that's not how this works. So I just at the average of what people have told me in my head is I'm like, all right, 5'11".
Yeah.
I'm not being ostentatious when I say, yeah, I'm 6 feet, and it turns out I'm not. It's like,
who cares?
Yeah. So, but again, like
200 pounds is a healthy weight, though.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I was
He just called you fat.
Thanks.
Dude, I weigh like 168 right now.
Yeah,
or
but
something like
okay,
that.
Taylor, when he wants to like call somebody fat, he'll go, "You look healthy." He hasn't said it to anybody on the team, so I mean, but
I hope not.
he when was late. I'll mute it. It's fine. It was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so, I gained a lot of weight," and it's like, look, Taylor was like, "Oh, you look athletic, like you're fine, like it's not you're not whatever," and she's like, "Did you just call me fat?"
Yes.
He's like, "No, if I wanted to call you fat, I'd say you look healthy." So, yeah.
But even then, it's like, yeah, it's good. But yeah, even then, it's like because I've now more based my diet around like proteins and fats and all of that. I've seen my lifts, my sprints, all that stuff go up. Like, I mean, my cleans are like almost 300 pounds for power cleans. It was 275 for 3, which kind of like if you do like the 1 rep max calculator, it goes around like 290 something for that, or 295 around there. I mean, my squat has gone up significantly. I did 385 for 3 or for 2, which is about 396 for 1 rep max. And my bench is around excuse me, sorry about that. And my bench is around like 255, 260, and that's also coming back off an elbow surgery 2 years ago.
Nice.
So before that, my bench was around 265, 270. So, but again, I don't think any of it would have happened unless I really focused on my proteins and my fats because of it. And, training legs twice a week, so gotta make sure you hit the split right, But I mean, especially with my squats too, like that, especially this summer when I really focused on it and I really trained with squats, that exponential function from there, it's like going from around barely hitting 315 to hitting like 396 is a big jump, especially in a couple months, so.
And even then, do you feel healthier, like with, like, do you feel stronger? Not even like stronger, but like, do you feel safer when you're competing and when you're training outside of the weight room because of that?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, again, there's risk with everything.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. So to be more healthy, because the other thing is too is like I don't necessarily get a lot of sleep when I'm at school. Like heck, even last week I think I was averaging like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, excluding the all-nighter I pulled into Tuesday into Wednesday. So, but yeah, I think all around, I think because I made that adjustment to my diet, and because now I'm training heavier and had the confidence to go heavier with things, I think it's definitely gone through the track. I mean, heck, even my 10-meter fly we did the other day, it was not the other day, it was a couple weeks back, but like I was averaging around for that 10-meter fly anywhere from 1.03 to under 1 second for that 10-meter fly at top speed. So
nice.
I mean, yeah, I think it's helped a lot with my track athleticism, as well as just in general just feeling better. I just got this whole sleep thing under control, and I should be okay. But yeah.
All right. Do we think we're good?
I think we're good.
Yeah.
We're almost at an hour.
All right. So basically, to sum up, I love bacon. They're right here, and yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for watching the Go Spike Yourself podcast. Make sure to go like and subscribe down below. And what am I saying, dude? Dude, this is crazy. I've done this like 4 times. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And we're going to make sure to get this out on Sunday. Then I think, are we going to have a week off or no?
Well, to be determined. We'll let you know on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah. We'll post it in the audience, whatever. Yeah. And yeah, we hope you enjoyed. And if you didn't, then
go spike yourself.
Cool. All right, look at this cool watch.